Greetings everyone, and in this video I'm going to be talking about countering Kazuya. Not the most exciting topic, I know this has already been covered to quite some extent, but I still want to offer my twist on it. First I'm going to show the loss I suffered against this guy. This wasn't ranked actually, this was in player match. And first of all, you see that he's pretty capable. He did the electric, but he did drop the combo. He also dropped the combo there, but it was 3 bar, now it's finally 4 bars. He initiates the vortex, I get the get up. He misses the punish actually, because back turn 3 is actually punishable in Armor King. That's this sidestep 3. It's a counter hit launcher, it leads to a crumple stun, but it's actually safe. He sidesteps me, like I said, he is pretty capable. You see he has good movement. Good decision making. That's actually, I believe, punishable with a while standing 4. There he gets the launch with the counter hit, the homing move. I ducked that, but I missed the punish. I believe even that is punishable, but I missed it. He punishes my back 1-2. I'm going to get to that. Again, a sidestep into a crumple stun. I don't get my launch. I get a counter hit with down back 3. There he gets another launch with counter hit 4. As you can see, they do a lot of homing moves. He tries to duck there, and I actually catch him with while standing 1. I win this round, but I end up losing the match. There my Punisher was late, and he ends up launching me again. Again, Punisher, flash punches. There he does this, which is pretty badass. Again, he drops the combo. So he's pretty bad with his combos, but other than that, he's pretty good. Hell sweep, I do a stupid get up kick that I shouldn't have done. And he steals around with a jab. So, before I get to the details, I would like to discuss general strategy. At this point, it is no secret that everybody knows how to fight against Kazuya in theory. You know about sidestep left. It has been made weaker. You know, electric tracks a little bit more. You have to really time your sidestep, which isn't really super realistic. But generally, I would like to say, when I play against Mishimas in general, but let's focus on Kazuya for this video, not to say something I'm not 100% sure about, but generally against Mishimas, a lot of moves that Armor King has specifically, for example, forward 4-2, this is minus 11 with pushback, dark upper, minus 10, while standing 2, minus 10. I could go as far as say forward 4-4, which is I believe minus 14 with pushback. Against a lot of other characters that have good, for example, 12 frame punishers that they're thinking about using or they're itching about using all the time, especially since in the case of typical punishers like back 1-2, they're done from holding back, and so that's kind of intentional by the developers, I believe, that when you're holding back and you block something and you press back 1-2, it comes out naturally. So that's why when I, for example, do a while standing 2 and it gets blocked, I do a hopeful, let's say, dark upper and it gets blocked. A lot of the time, when people try to punish me, they punish me with back 1-2 and I end up blocking their punisher, which if it is punishable, like a lot of punishers are, I end up punishing their punisher, so you get what I mean. Against Mishimas, because they have the flash punches, which I'm going to discuss in a second, you might want to reconsider that. Stay much more safe. A lot of Mishimas, even if they do have more damaging punishers, they generally stick to 1-1-2s. You can stick in Kazumi in this kind of example. And and so the first advice I would give you is refrain from while standing 2s too much, dark uppers, forward 4-2, stuff that is only slightly punishable. Refrain from that. In the case of Kazuya, of course, you know that he has a while standing 13 frame, so for example something like Death Sandwich here, you would eat a full launch for that. because they really know how to use it. A Kazuya player knows that that's one of the strongest aspects about his character, and he's going to actually put in the work to recognize -13 lows or stuff that puts him in force crouch. Other stuff I would like to say, because they're chugging out a lot of electrics, because they're wave dashing a lot. Let's see if I can get a wave dash on my own. I did. Try to refrain from using a lot of highs. They typically don't have a lot of hop kicks and stuff that crushes lows. They crush highs a lot more, which I'm going to come back to when I discuss like a little bit of like anti-wave dash tactics. Generally, I would like to say, especially when you're standing from range here, which is where they're going to initiate their crouch dash and wave dash on you, I find that lows are much more valuable against Mishimas. Now, Armor King and King don't have like the best homing or kind of like tracking lows. This, I believe, actually tracks a little bit better than King's. But still, I believe in this set you're going to see it, maybe not in this set, maybe in the Brian one that I have coming up. But you find it like whiffing sometimes, even though it clearly like goes through his leg. It doesn't have the best tracking. But overall, I would advise to say that using lows, especially high crushing lows like down back 3 here, is very valuable against Mishimas also. Again, I'm not talking about like the super competitive, super high level tournament players. I'm talking about the typical Mishimas you're going to find online, up until like the ruler ranks or someone. I actually managed to beat some Raijins and whatever. Although it wasn't like in ranked battles. Like I said, high crushing becomes very valuable against Mishimas. When you do get knocked down, especially by Kazuya, I would advise you not to tech roll at all, because generally he's going to use his steel pedal on you, which I'm going to discuss, after which it would be best to tech roll. But if you tech roll right away, you're just putting yourself in the vortex. So I would advise you that once you get knocked down, stay on the ground, eat the first attack that he chugs out, be it a hell sweep or a steel pedal, and then then tech roll out of there. This is of course a general rule that depending on the Kazuya or like the Mishima you're facing, you might end up bending. And especially in the case of Kazuya, you must know by now that his poking is not the best. I'm going to discuss his pokes in a minute. But you know that his down forward one, for example, I believe is 15 frames. It doesn't have the best extensions and it doesn't have the best frames. So up close, you should be kind of like, especially with the Armor King, like down forward 4 is very, very valuable in this matchup. Very. The one thing I don't like about it is that like keeps him away from you. You typically want to be very close. But generally, like I said, exploit the fact that his poking game is not the best. If I start going over these things here, this is the flash punches. When you do bait it out, remember that it is launch punishable. That is very important. A lot of Mishimas, of course, hit confirm this by doing 1-1, and then they go for the 2. When you are able to kind of like bait out an incorrect punisher or something, remember to launch punish it. The other kind of like thing that they have is 1-2-2. This actually, to the best of my knowledge, jails. Here I'm trying to duck and it's not allowing me to. And this is off of a 1-2. And your general instinct should be to duck here because 1-2 this. And you actually should be low parrying it because the last hit of this, regardless of block or hit, is actually safe. Okay? So when you see 1-2, try to duck immediately. If he does this, he's still safe, but you can't duck, it jails. And if he does that, you're going to low parry it. Another punishable string that you should identify is this, because it's launch punishable. I was blocking a lot of these during when I was fighting Kazuyas throughout my ranked sessions and whatever. I believe it's kind of like a wall ender or something for them. Either way, when you do recognize the string that starts with this down forward 3, remember that it's launch punishable. Another string that a lot of the Kazuyas I faced seem to love for some reason is this one. Now, it is, as you can see, high, high, low, mid. Now, if you just hold back, you only eat the 3rd hit and you block the 4th. The nice thing about that is that the final hit is -14, even if you got hit by the 3rd. The mix-up it has is doing a double low at the end. okay? And even if you eat the third hit, it still gives you time to block the fourth hit, sorry. I'm not sure how punishable that is, but all of this, of course, is locked behind the third hit being a low which you can low parry. When it comes to Kazuya's poking, of course, he has this down forward one, which is the first hit of this string here, and off of that he has 3 extensions covered here. He has 2 mids, which are both punishable, and a duckable high, which is safe. This down forward one too is punishable better with King and Armor King with a while standing 4, but it's actually more than that. Maybe it's minus 13, I don't know, but it's at least minus 12 because you can see here that while standing 2 connects. Down forward 1, 4 is safe, but of course the second hit is duckable. Let me check. You can duck it, but you shouldn't really be ducking because he has this. And this is minus 12. Generally there's not a lot of minus 13 stuff with Mishimas, also keep that in mind. At least with Kazuya. And his homing move, which you're trying to bait out, is also minus 12. Speaking of homing moves, the other ones that he has are this one. This is safe, but it's a high. And generally they're not going to be going for that. They're going to be going for down forward 2 because of the counter hit launch. From while standing, this looks pretty similar to his down forward 2, but this is actually launch punishable. So try to recognize it. If you don't want to deal with like, if you can recognize that it came from crouch, stick to back 1, 2. And from while standing, he has another safe but much slower homing move in the form of this while standing. I believe it is 3. So generally with his homing moves, not all of them are punishable, but generally Kazuya's like to go for this, which is, like I said, launch punishable, and down forward 2, which, like I discussed, is minus 12. Other minor stuff, his, sorry I was late, his power crush is minus 12, only minus 12, I believe minus 13 does not connect, maybe there I was, it does not connect, and he has a safe wall bounce. See, this is actually his wall bounce and it's safe. Gladly, it is still just like the vast majority of his moves covered by sidestep left. Of course, for Oki, Kazuya's used this steel pedal. The notable thing about it, unlike what I talked about with Julia, is that it's safe even when my back is to the wall and there's no pushback. So don't try to punish this, even when you manage to somehow get up and block it if they place it incorrectly. The most notable launcher he of course has from while standing is this notorious twin pistons, which is 13 frames, and it is only minus 12. Even if it were minus 13, I wouldn't advise you to go for the shoulder because of how punishable it is. And from full crouch, this is kind of like the high crush move that he has, and it forces crouch and you get a while standing 4. Of course, one of the major things that all Mishimas have is a Wavedash. Mine might not be so clean, which I recorded here, but still, we have to talk about this. The thing about the Wavedash is that it allows him to realign with you as you're trying to sidestep him like this. The thing about it is, I wish I could tell you that like Sway Punch would work here, but it works against most options, but the Hell Sweep still catches you because you have to sidestep left in order to avoid it, and this actually sidesteps right. What I can recommend, first of all, I used to think that, for example, up 2 would be a good answer to, because a lot of Mishimas that I face in my ranks, like red ranks and so on, they're the ones who, like, they just can't believe that they can wave dash, so they like chug it in your face all the time, and they're super predictable with it. Like whenever they are within range or they knock you down or something, they immediately start wave dashing in your face. So you can kind of like get a good read on them. Now, one of the typical answers to wave dashing you find is, for example, Magic Force. Problem is, Magic 4 on Armor King, and King also for that matter, is kind of like 13 frames, and as you can see, because Electric can counter hit you, can crush highs and whatever, I don't see Magic 4 as being a super good answer, especially on Armor King and King. First of all, like I said, it's 13 frames. Combos are kind of like a little bit wonky. You have to really time it. This doesn't really work. You kind of like have to rely on this tailspin. You get a good damage combo, but overall I really wouldn't recommend using Magic 4s. Maybe other characters like Law and whatever have a good answer in that. You can still time your sidestep sometimes when you really know what they're going to do. But generally what I would advise you to do is use Keep Out. Down forward 4 works wonders here. It's 12 frames, it has a lot of range. And, back 4. With the extension. So this is the best advice I could give you against Mishimas with a lot of wave dashing is use down forward 4 as Keep Out, mix it up with back 4 when you have a good read, try to get the extension on the, I can't seem to get it, the Stone Cold Stunner, whatever, and generally refrain from being too creative about the ways you combat their wave dash. Stay kind of like a little bit consistent. If you can squeeze in a counter hit with back 1 or Magic 4, so be it, but generally I would advise mid Keep Out with down forward 4 and back 4. So let's see this round or this match where I actually won. At the beginning you're going to see me do the same mistakes of missing punishes and whatever, and later on I'm going to be turning it around. See, that's again another mistake. Like he loves doing those double get up twin pistons, and I was missing the punishes with back 1-2. See, down forward 1-4, very popular of course among Kazuyas because the second hit is safe. You need to duck it, but you have to keep in mind that he has mid extensions, which like I discussed are actually punishable. Electrics, whatnot. See, a lot of homing moves because they know that everybody knows that they're steppable. I'm not doing a lot of sidestep left. Well, I am, but from range where it doesn't actually count. He gets the win. Sway punch to open it up. Good patience from him, he stays on the ground. There he blocks it, but he misses the Punisher. I'm starting to get in his head regarding that low. Again, another launch, very good by him. But he drops his combos a lot, and again I missed the punish on the Hell Sweep. So like I said, the first 2 rounds are just down to me missing my punishers, and he gets me with, I believe, forward 4. Now I start to invoke actually a strategy. Here I snuff him out with that Shining Wizard. I don't know why he... See, I do the back turn 4, followed by the ugliest wall combo you'll ever see, but I knew he was going to duck there because I've been doing the back turn low 2 times in a row already, I believe. Electric, nice by him. And here, first counter hit down back 3, followed by a wall combo, pretty damaging. Another down back 3 followed by a throw. Here I'm trying to signal to him you should start ducking. I am very happy with my counter hit lows. See, he opens up that round by backing away into a duck. Still I do a down back 3 and it connects. This is where he really starts ducking. Another sidestep 3. He gets another combo on me. And what do? I hop kick. I should have gone for a better wall combo, whiff on the throw, and lariat to close it out. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this, and see you all next time as usual.